following may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Two headless, bullet-riddled bodies found in Rockplum Lane, WhiteHall Avenue. Two bullet-riddled bodies with heads severed, which were found at Plum Lane off WhiteHall Avenue in St. Andrew, have triggered an intense probe by senior investigators of the Major Investigation Division, who are working diligently to piece together whatever evidence or clues they can find to nab the perpetrators of the heinous murders which left the community in shock. Up to press time, the bodies remained unidentified, as it is believed that the killers escaped with the heads. The police were reportedly called to the scene about 5:30 p.m. Superintendent Aaron Fletcher, who heads the St. Andrew North Police Division, confirmed the incident with the Gleaners news team. Fletcher, who was assigned to the division earlier this year, said as soon as more information becomes available, he will provide an update. Horrified by the gruesome killings, a resident told the Gleaner, "Dem ting no happen bout ya, a Spanish town ting dat." Up to September 19th, there were 49 killings in the St. Andrew North Division, where yesterday's double decapitation occurred. 45 homicides were recorded for the corresponding period last year. At the same time, shootings had risen sharply by 52.6% up to September 19th, 2020. There were 58 such incidents up to September 19th this year, compared with 38 for the period last year. 3 people shot and killed in 3 separate incidents. 3 people were shot and killed in 3 separate incidents in Montego Bay. One man, known as Charlie Boo, was shot and killed on Hart Street. Another man was shot and killed by unknown assailants in Barretttown. It is alleged that the third man was killed in a shootout with the police in Sun Valley in Glendevon. There were no more details at news time. Man shot by prostitute in dispute over money. Police are investigating reports that a prostitute shot a man in Montego Bay, St. James, after the two had a dispute over $5,000 he had paid for her services. Reports are that the woman said the money was not enough and an argument developed. The man was surprised by what happened next as a sex worker pulled a gun and shot him in both thighs. She then escaped with cash she took from his pants pocket at the hotel where they had gone to carry out their business. St. Andrew man charged with gun attack at shop. The police have laid charges against a man in connection with a gun attack at a shop along Payne Avenue, Kingston 11. 25-year-old Anthony Richards, otherwise called Dabby Dabby, of Kirk Avenue, Havendale in St. Andrew, has been charged with wounding with intent and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. The charges stem from an incident on Friday, June 5th. The police report that about 9:40 p.m., the two complainants were among a group of persons at a shop in the area purchasing food, when a white motorcar drove up and armed men aboard opened gunfire at the crowd. It was later discovered that the complainants were shot in the leg. Subsequent investigations identified Richards as a suspect. He was later arrested and charged after being interviewed. His court date is to be finalized. History teacher stabbed and beheaded in front of school. A history teacher was stabbed and decapitated in front of his school in a suspected terror attack near Paris, according to police. The victim had shown caricatures of Islam's Prophet Muhammad to students during a lesson earlier this month, officials said. France's anti-terrorism prosecutor is investigating the incident, which took place at 5 p.m. on Friday in the town of Conflans-Sainte-Honorine, around 25 kilometers northwest of the capital. The attacker was shot dead minutes later by police about 600 meters away from the scene of the stabbing, close to the town of Erani. He was armed with a knife and an airsoft gun, police said. French President Emmanuel Macron denounced what he called an Islamist terrorist attack as he visited the school and met with staff. One of our compatriots was murdered today because he taught pupils about freedom of expression, he said, adding, "They won't win. We will act firmly and quickly. You can count on my determination. We must stand all together as citizens." Education Minister Jean-Michel Blanquer had earlier said the despicable assassination was an attack on the French nation. "I think tonight of him, of his family," he tweeted. "Our unity and steadfastness are the only answers to the monstrosity of Islamist terrorism." According to police officials, the history teacher had opened a discussion about the Muhammad cartoons in class, and a parent of one of the pupils had filed a complaint. Another police source told the Reuters news agency that witnesses heard the attacker shout, "Allah Akbar," or "God is great." BFM TV reported that the suspect was aged 18 and was born in Moscow. It was also reported that the attacker claimed responsibility by tweeting a graphic photograph, the words, "To Macron, the leader of the infidels, I executed one of your hellhounds who dared to belittle Mohammed." The account has been suspended. Grandad and stepfather arrested for rape of 3-year-old. A vile granddad and stepfather have been arrested for the rape and murder of a 3-year-old girl after the dying toddler was dumped at hospital, it has been reported. Michelle Eileen N. had no vital signs and had visible bruises on her ankles, knees, and cheekbones, said a doctor in Nayarit, Mexico. Nayarit's Attorney General's office confirmed she had been repeatedly sexually assaulted and mistreated before being suffocated to death, reported news magazine Proceso. She was taken to Tepic Hospital, Nayarit, by her stepfather, Cesar Raul. Michelle's mom met her current partner through Facebook just 4 months ago, added Proceso. Prosecutor Petronilo Diaz Ponce Medrano told a press conference the signs and symptoms of sexual abuse were easily noticeable by those who had custody or care of Michelle. The girl's grandfather had been looking after her for a week until her death at 2 p.m. on September 27th. Her stepfather took the girl's lifeless body to the hospital while her mother, a cashier in a shopping center, was working. According to reports in Mexico, the cause of death was initially attributed to cardiac arrest following asphyxia by suffocation. The state attorney general's office arrested Michelle's 31-year-old stepfather, Cesar Raul N., after traces of sexual violence and various physical assaults were detected, reported EN24 News. Hours later, the toddler's maternal grandfather, whose name has not been publicly released, was also taken into custody. But it is claimed he has a history of sexually abusing a minor dating back to 2014, according to Mexico News Daily. The paper said the toddler's rape and murder has revived debate in the state government on the merits of punishing sex offenders with chemical castration. Shensia featured on Major Laser's new project. Dancehall artist Shensia is set to be featured on Major Laser's 4th studio album, Music is the Weapon. It is a major accomplishment for her considering Major Laser's first 3 albums has done incredibly well on global charts. The blessed artist who shared the news on Instagram will be on a track called Tiny, along another artist, Beam. The new album is expected to be released on October 23rd. 2 more COVID-19 deaths, 65 new cases. The death toll from COVID-19 in Jamaica increased by 2 on Thursday, according to the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The deceased are a 61-year-old male from St. Anne and a 73-year-old male from St. Mary. One other death is under investigation. The latest fatalities bring the death toll from the coronavirus in Jamaica to 162. Jamaica also recorded 65 new confirmed COVID-19 cases on Thursday, bringing the total number of cases on record for the island to 8,132. Recoveries increased by 172, bringing total recoveries to 3,653. Of the newly confirmed cases, 35 are female and 29 are males, with a gender in one case awaiting confirmation. Ages range from 2 to 80 years. The cases were recorded in St. Catherine 31, St. James 12, Kingston and St. Andrew 6, Westmoreland 6, Trelawney 4, Clarendon 2, St. Anne 2, Hanover 1, and St. Thomas 1. There are 48 moderately ill patients and 16 critically ill patients among the 4,209 active cases now under observation in Jamaica.